Oh, what happened to TikTok? Oh, God, I gotta set it up again. Sorry. Give me a minute. TikTok failed me. Resume live. Oh, no, it's there. Okay. It was hiding. Yes, yeah, okay. Instagram's there. Yes, okay. Now I'm gonna put, in the chat here on Let's Go Help, I'm gonna put in 12 new grants that I've been coming up with. And, remember, when I tell you about grants and give you links, and I should be able to get them into Instagram after it's finished, and also on YouTube. But I haven't figured that out yet on, what do you call that? TikToker. But I will. I'm working on all that. But the programs are real, and they're real programs. And unfortunately, for everybody, they're not for everybody, because most of the good programs are local. They're not for everything. That was COVID. There was programs for everybody, and everybody was involved, and there's one program that everybody talked about. It's not that way, and it never has been that way. It's just that through COVID, now, there was the good part of COVID in that it educated us about how the government has money programs to help you. Okay, and that's what, to me, came out of it. I used to have to tell people that, the government is more than the Division of Motor Vehicles and the IRS. And I had to convince them of that first. Well, now COVID, it rocked our world in many ways. And one way was educating people about the power of government money. See, I learned it really myself back in the 70s when my parents were flooded, their business, everything. A flood came down and wiped out everything. And boy, it got the whole family back. It gave them a place to live, bought their property. Wow, it was just amazing. I said, Jesus Christ, I had no idea there was stuff like this in the government, And the government doesn't tell you, and we don't have a nice picture of the government. We have a lazy, shiftless bureaucrat doing nothing, and that's crazy. These are important jobs. Man, who else could study volcanoes? How'd you like to get $100,000 to study volcanoes? Well, if you're interested in volcanoes, they're the only people going to pay you to do that. Because General Motors or Amazon or any of these people aren't going to pay you to do those important things that affect us all. And this is, as a community, this is what this is for, to help solve problems in our community. And right or wrong, Megan, hi. By the way, I couldn't read it in detail. Megan is a member who actually helps members. I've been watching some of your videos, and she is just a delightful person, and helps people with credit, helps people in writing appeal letters, and that's it. It's learning the system. And Megan is doing that and helping for other people. She's really birth mothers is what she's after, and to give them the resources they need, and help them start businesses, help them fix their credit card. So it's a wonderful thing. And Megan, I was thinking that we can talk about it later, but the outline you have for mental health for these people. Mental health is a big topic, so I think that it's very important. Now, you've got to get somebody to fund this, and I think one way is to, at least to start. There's no one way. I'll give you a listing of all the programs that start to start your nonprofit or to fund it. But what I would do is talk to every elected official, make an appointment. You have a wonderful background, you write incredibly well. Don't worry about what you write. And go and bounce it off people who know something. Your writing is wonderful, but what works, only the people giving out the money knows what really works. And the people that create money are elected officials. See, particularly at the federal level and maybe at the state level too. So I would start your 2 senators and congressmen, try to make an appointment to show them this document you have, but try to go belly to belly, because you're an impressive person to help other people. And they could get behind you easier if they meet you and see you. And that's why it just, even whatever it takes to get belly to belly to people, and try to do that as much as you can. And then your state elected officials, because see, like your congressmen and senators, you know what they can do? And they do this a lot. They think of an idea that's wonderful, like what your idea is, they'll steal it, or not steal it, but use it. Now, this is what America should be funding, and they put it in the legislation to get you money. That's called well, not a line item veto, it's the opposite. I forget so many key words when I talk now, so bear with me. But they have that power. And when you talk to any one of these people, you ask them where else to go. If they can't help you, where else to go? But they have a set aside, a set aside, but there's another name. Line item veto, no. It's to put just a little line in a bill that comes up, that says, give Megan $500 billion or whatever the hell it is. And that's, I just think I got the wrong person, Megan, don't I? My mind is getting like pudding out here. Well, let's get back to what I was trying to do first of all, is tell you about these local programs that are out there. I mean, they're incredible because they're in every city, every state, all kinds of things. And when I give them, I don't expect you to apply to the ones I have because you probably don't live in this area or that state. But it's that show you the kinds of help that is out there. I don't know how else to expand your mind about what is the possibility. Because if you don't have an open mind about the possibility that could happen, if you sit there and no one ever will date me, oh, no one ever is going to go out with me, and then you're not going to try. So I'm trying to open your mind up about the possibilities that you may be able to get, and I can't guarantee anybody's going to get anybody. Nobody can, except the people giving out the money are the only people that can guarantee that you're going to get something. Okay, so not some schmuck like me. Let's see. One of my computers went dark. Why did you go dark? You shouldn't go dark. Dark. So that's what I'm trying to do. So that's why take a lesson from these and try to see, okay, where do I go where, to think, okay, now where would I go where I live to find programs like this, okay? Where do I go where I live, okay? And that's what we do at Let's Go Help, but you don't need us. You can always do this yourself. To me, what we have more value are people like Megan that come and show you how they did things, so you could get more excited than somebody like me dressed like a clown telling you what to do, and we're all different animals, and that's why I think, people like Megan are just wonderful to have and to volunteer to help other people do this. And that's, I just want to see why can't I help more people? Why is it so difficult? And I don't know. And all I know for sure is if I keep trying, maybe something will happen. And that's my motivation, is not success, but because that is so fleeting. But it's the energy to try, and that's what I see, and that's what the members give me, is more energy to try, and to try hard, and that's why they're able to do that also to other people. That's what Tammy does every day of her life, it seems, is give other people energy to keep trying, and that's what we need more than anything else, to solve our own problems. We really have to solve our own problems. I mean, the idea that there's a person on a white horse going to come to your door and whisk you away. Oh, you're getting employees. Oh, is that, so Megan's helping people get free employees, right? Is that from your local Career One Stop or a Department of Labor? The Incumbent Worker Training Program. What state is that in? Megan. Yeah, I mean, anybody can do this. Department of Labor, right? See, okay, so it's your labor. Every state has what Mega's talking about. Now, she helped somebody, a small business, get a free employee. So you want to hire somebody? Well, the government give you money to hire somebody. And that's what Megan did. Yes, it's a national program with the Department of Labor, so that means an easier way to find out about it locally is your Career One Stop, because that's local, WIOA. Yep. See, and they do this. I mean, it is, and that's how it happens. You know, if Megan helps somebody like this with just giving a phone number, just giving a website or whatever about this small business to get a free employee. Wow. You know, they'll pay for the employee. and that is, I mean, that's helping. I mean, what else? I just can't think of what greater work we can all do except help someone else get another step up the ladder somehow, make a little bit of effort to push that big rock up the hill or whatever the hell we're all trying to do. And that's the important thing. We'll give a fellow a grant. Yeah, give a fellow a follow-up grant. Oh, a follow-up. And we show you how to get your training for that employee accredited. Wow. See, so you're getting employees, small businesses to get a grant, to train the employees to get a certificate. Now they're helping their employees by doing that. Okay, and the employee gets a certificate. Now they can get a better job and if they get fired or they don't like working for the place they are now. See, that's the kind of thing that we all have. Did I put that? Yes, I did put that up. Startup businesses, grants in Florida. Yes, there's a lot of startup money and it's local. How do you find that? Well, I see you remember Travis. Who is it? Started Jeremy, yes. Okay, go up to on the Let's Go Meta Grant Report. Download that Let's Go Meta Grant Report. No payroll cost. Wow. Yep, that business is upskilling. It's a 2-year commitment and no payroll costs. God, wonderful. And so what they do for businesses. Okay, see item number 5 in the Let's Go Meta Grant Report. Okay, and that gets you started, shows you how to find in your area. And that's, I mean, there's even, I know in Florida, they have something called a mom and pop grant. It's like all the counties around Miami. It's called a mom and pop grant. They want to give grant money to little mom and pop businesses, whether in-house or out-house or, or wherever. Just moved to Georgia. Well, every state has something very similar to what I talk about. And that's what you have to find out. You have to do the digging, you know, and that's it. They're not going to come jump on your lap for you because they're different every state. And I need a budget as big as NASA if I wanted to keep track of every grant that comes in. And grants just come and go like weeks. That's all, and they're gone. Let me tell you about something. New grants. Okay, here I got 12 new grants that you could see in my, I put it in the chat and I'll put it in YouTube later and Instagram. But okay, here's the first one. The government, you could get the government to pay $8,000 a month for medical treatments after they say no. Now this is an article that shows you how to get, when you're denied, like in Medicaid or something like that. And that's why this family needed a treatment for their son, I think it was, that cost $8,000 a month, okay, for treatment. I mean, healthcare is just crazy. So to keep this person alive, and the government said no, and then they got it changed. You know, you get it changed. And that's it. You could fight those things. You call up the office involved and ask for an appeal letter. If that doesn't work, then you go to your elected official and you go to commoncause.org and find your congressmen, senators, or any elected official to help and have them call the organization that or the Medicaid office to change their mind. See, they could all do that. But they have to have the motive to do it. And you have a vote, and that's their motive. Because if they get this done for you, it costs them nothing but some time on the phone, and then you're going to vote them for the rest of your life. Okay, here's number 2. A free in-person, one-on-one way to apply for $450 a week for 30 weeks. $450 a week for 30 weeks, okay? A lot of times, members have this too. This is why a lot of people join, because they can't get the help they need from the people giving out the grant. Well, here's an office, and really it's for emergency aid. We have so many people are getting funds from FEMA. FEMA now is giving so much money because of all the hurricanes and weather problems and everything, people losing their jobs, losing their houses or whatever. So there's so much money. And if you lose your job because of the weather, man, they have a program, $450 a week for 30 weeks. That's just one of the programs. There's rent programs, there's housing programs, all kinds of stuff. But more importantly, they set up organizations in the community you could walk in and have somebody help you fill out these forms. That's a godsend, right? Because you're trying to figure it out on the internet, it's a pain in the ass, and you get something wrong, and you don't really understand, and that's a pain in the ass. Everything you do is a pain in the ass, right? But there's no shortcut to it. So you got to get help. And so that's why there's people one-on-one to do this. And that's why FEMA sets up offices and to be available for you to walk in and do it. Healthcare is that way. There's a lot of, if you're trying to shop for healthcare, you want to go to healthcare.gov and put in navigators, look for navigators. And a lot of the navigators, they're nonprofit organizations, they're the ones you want to talk to, have places for you to walk in and help them with the navigator. Oh, I like the ball cap. Okay, here, free medical, dental, and behavioral care available for people making less than $60,000 at federally qualified health centers. There's a woman next to us who's a doctor at one of these. These are federally qualified health centers. These are health centers that are free or sliding scale. So they have to help you with health care if you have no health care or whatever. They are there to help you, and they have to. It's by the law. Okay, and it's income related, okay? And so at certain incomes, it's free. A little more income, you're gonna be charged something or whatever. But they're there in every community, and there's thousands of them. I forget how many. But to find these free health cares, and it's also for dental care, health care, dental care, and behavioral. That's mental care, okay? You go to Needy, Needy, MEDS.org. Needy, Needy, MEDS.org, okay? You go there and you look for your state, and they have a whole listing of all these programs in your state and others that are not part of this. But the federally qualified health centers are the first thing to look for. Okay, now here Texas has a program, $8,000 grant for critical home repairs. Okay, now this is typical of the kind of grants that are out there. Now this is for Texas, but you have to find out where for yourself, and to find out, to start looking. The programs I give you to start, unless you're a member, see, we show you the complete list. But here, if you're not a member, I give you the place to start. And the place to start for this is findhelp.org. You go to findhelp.org and you put in your zip code, and then you put in home repair. And you'll find programs like this. Now, this program in Texas opens on the 10th. What is today? Is that today the 10th? I think so, isn't it? No, pretty close, isn't it? 8th, okay. So it opens in 2 days, okay? So that's why you want to be there. You want to be first in line, right? So it opens on the 10th and closes on the 14th. So it's only 4 days, and then it's gone. Or is that 5 days? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 5 days. So you want to be there. And only from 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. So let's walk in, you fill in a program, and hopefully you'll get $8,000 for critical home repairs. We have so many houses, I know members have a lot of problems with their houses, and so you have to look for these programs, and you have to take it upon yourself to start calling people. You go to that Find Help, look at the listing for where you live. There's got to be 20, 30, 40, 50 organizations or more, that will help you fix your home for free. You have to start calling every one of them until you get something. You can't call one and say, oh shit, there's nothing there. No, that's like calling one cheerleader and asking for a date and they say no. Oh, nobody's gonna date with you. No, you can't do that. You're gonna leave empty-handed. So it's a numbers game. Okay, here's the fifth one. $9,000 grant to pay water bills and plumbing problems. Now, how would you think that there's a separate grant just for water bills and plumbing problems? Oh, your plumber would love this, right? Because he's going to get paid by a government contract, right? So you want to do that. Water bill and plumbing program. Okay, this is in Michigan. And it's from your local community action agency. Local community action agency is always a good place to touch base with if you're lower or middle income, to see what the basic programs are where you live. Now, it's not everything again. No one source is everything. You can't rely on one source, and if they say no, say there's nothing there. That is wrong, and that's going to lead you to nowhere. So, but here's where you go to find out your local community action agency. You want to go communityactionpartnership.com. 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 And then they have a tab there about find your local office, okay? And that's what you want to do, and you can see the map, and you call them. Hey, I got a water bill problem. I got this problem. Is there something to help me? Or and these people are in your neighborhood, so it's really best to go. I'm having a lot of financial problems. Can I meet with someone there? They have counselors there to meet you. Thank you, Tammy. She's put up the link in Let's Go Help chat to make sure people know about it. See, and that the more you get in front of people, the more help you're going to get, the more money you're going to get, the more problems you'll solve. By just trying to do it on the internet and whatever, you may get lucky, but boy, you're going to increase your chances so much more the more you go live. You get live and people see you. It's hard to flunk you, and they'll stretch their mind more. Hey, maybe there is something for this person I could help with, and that's what it's all about. So, and you have the power to do that. No one else. I can't do it for you. Nobody else can do it for you, because you're the person that's trying to get this help. So let me get you as much as possibly can that's available. If you have something else important to do, I understand. Maybe you don't want to feel like you're making a career out of this, but if it's a problem, what better do you have? I mean, even if it takes a whole day of your time, 2 days, 3 days, what did you do the last 3 days? You get anything? Probably not. So what the hell if you piss away 3 days and at least learn something? If you don't get it. Like I say, I cannot guarantee you get money. I just guarantee these programs are real. Everything I give you is real programs, and you have to check it out yourself and see how you fit into these, okay? So that's plumbing. Nonprofit gives an extra $1,000 to those working in Baltimore who were affected by the bridge crash. Did you read about that bridge in Baltimore? And we know it, we're a suburb almost of Baltimore in Washington. So we see it a lot in the news. And a big bridge crash ruined a lot of jobs, ruined everything. Well, I'm writing this up because there's a nonprofit that's giving $1,000 to everybody who got their job was affected by this bridge crash. And there was thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So they're giving $1,000 to these people. How would you know that? And that's why it takes digging. You have to dig out and see the surprises. It's like panning for gold. It's not something, if it's obvious, it's gone. And that's the problem. Oh, you joined TikTok. Yeah, people interested in joining us and having beautiful, loving people like Megan and Tammy, which they're on now, on the chat now, help you. It's letsgohelp.com. And what's more important, I think, about what we do is we give out grants. We give out grants, $70,000 every month, just to members. It's what we do with our profits. I'm just shocked that we're able to make a profit by only charging $20. And everybody said, I'll be out of business. And now I'm making too much money so I can give it to people who are members. So they get a lot of people get more than any money they've ever given with. Nonprofit, okay, so they give $1,000 to people. $9,000 to start planting your own vineyard. This is interesting. You want to start a business? Why not get in the wine business? Now, guess where this is? Now, if I was thinking, well, if I want to start a wine business, I probably have to go to California. I know there's a lot of Oregon wines. No, Ohio is giving $9,000 to help you start a vineyard. So you get a couple acres or whatever the hell it is and start planting vines and have your own vineyard. Wow. See what I mean about businesses starting and the local help that's available. How would you know to get a $9,000 vineyard grant? Hey, do you have any vineyard grants in Ohio? That's crazy, but it's true. Vineyard Expansion Assistance Program. Wow. Okay, now this is interesting. We gave out a lot of extra money, we mean us as a country, to people with children to pay for bills for food and stuff like that when they weren't going to school. A lot of people didn't go to school, so they weren't getting their free lunch and stuff like that. So they were giving cash to these families. Well, here in Nebraska, they were giving out something like 16 million, but they still have 6 million left. They got $6 million for 55,000 children that haven't spent their money. And it's going to end on June 14th. What is it? That's pretty close. So it's the 8th. So in a week, it's going to be gone. So there's going to be $6 million unspent grant money for families who really need it, and it's not there. See, I mean, okay, you don't live in Nebraska. I understand. But you have to see, okay, what are you missing where you are? That's why you have to get in tune in your brain to these kind of places, and that's not in Google. You can't find this stuff in Google, okay? Because Google is to get money from you, not get money to you. And that's why it's not. So it's places like 211.org or findhelp.org, or if you, or I think it's really another thing I think is valuable is AI for this. AI. Now it's not AI is not valuable for everything or as much as they're saying, but it is valuable if you're looking for government programs for help, because that only gives you government programs if you ask for government programs. You put in on Google and you put grants for something, and you're going to get 80 million websites, you know, and very few of them will be real grants to give you money. But if you go to AI in one of them, and the one I use is chat.openai.com, that they, and you don't have they're free, and you put in something that's like, show me websites for paying for children's expenses or whatever. But you just put, show me websites, give me 30 websites in Ohio that will help me pay for children's expenses that are available from you. This is an important part. Nonprofit organizations or government offices. So they're the only people you want to talk to. Nonprofit organizations or government offices, okay? And you want to make sure that they're the only ones. And then when they give you 20 or whatever you ask for, you just ask for 20 more. Now your work begins, because now you have fish in a barrel. You know there's 20, 40, whatever you ask for, people that are in the business of solving that financial problem you have. They get money. They get grants money to help you solve that problem. They're the only people worth talking to, not even me, because this happens locally. And I can't keep track of every city, what the hell they have, but I want to show you that they have it. And this is it. And these are the people, these are the links to talk to find out about these. And you talk to them. And you don't have to know anything. You don't have to have credentials. You don't have to have anything except how to be nice. So you call them up, you call one of them up and say, hey, I wonder if you could help me. I see you help people with families or whatever, and I need help, and I wonder who I could talk to there. That's all. No, just, I need help and be nice. They're the only two things you have to worry about when you call the government. Be nice and tell them you need help. Okay, that's the groceries. Nonprofit gives $30,000 to local nonprofits that give grants to home buyers and renters. See, I mean, it's a chain of events. This is a big nonprofit organization that gives money to little nonprofit organizations that instead then give grants to individuals to buy homes or pay rent, okay? So it's not a big national program that everybody knows about it, so that's why you call one person, they're not gonna know about it, but it's happening, and it's there. So that's what you have to somehow find the energy, to look for it. And if you're in trouble, to me, this is the first energy you should be spending on, because this is what's going to get you out of trouble, and solve that burning house you have now. The roof is on fire. If you have to solve that, you take that first, okay? And you spend as much as you can, and you just be nice to people. The more you contact organizations and the nicer you are to them, the nicer they'll be for you, and that will give you energy. When you're nice to somebody, then they're nice back to you, and that gives you energy to be more nice or nicer. Whatever the proper, I flunked English in college, so don't trust me on anything to do with grammar or spelling or any of that kind of stuff. No, I barely snuck through college. So these are local nonprofits. How do you find them? How do you start? Okay, if you're not a member, then go to findhelp.org or 211.org or open AI, chat.openai.com. Now this is another interesting. McDonald's has given $20,000 to teachers, okay? And what shocks me, you see this billion Fortune 500, and it's only like 20 teachers they're helping or something like that. It's hardly anybody. But it's $20,000. Now $20,000 for McDonald's. What is that? That's like a lint in their belly button. It's nothing. We give out $70,000 every month. And we gave over $1 million in the last 2 years, I think it's been. Wow. I mean, that's right. The real money is from the government. And thinking that I'm going to solve your problems or whatever. No, we just give you a little help and a boost. But I want to do that because I think that's the best thing to do with money, is to help somebody else who really needs it. But the real mother lode of all this stuff, you have to learn the system from nonprofit organizations and government offices. So when you're looking for money to live on, looking for anything like that, you have to only deal with nonprofit organizations or government offices. So that's .gov, G-O-V, or .org, okay? Everybody else is going to get money. See, it's very nice too. I do it really because it makes my heart grow, but it's a marketing thing too. I mean, if you want to look at it selfishly, and both of those things are selfish, though growing my heart is the most selfish thing because it feels so great. And at my age, or I think at any age, growing your heart is the nicest thing to do. It's opening your heart up to other people so that you grow. You grow when you do that. I mean, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a sociologist, any of this shit that I study, no. I just feel it and tell you what I'm feeling. And most of the time that works, sort of. So that's McDonald's teacher grants. Beware of rich people giving grants. Okay, here's another city. Yeah, I forget what the city is, but they got $39 million of COVID grants and still have $16 million left. $16 million. Okay, that's a little less than half of what they started with. You know? So they have half the money. That's a year and a half ago, right? Or more. Yeah. And they still have it. So that's what I see. I have the link there if you want to know this. But call your mayor and your elected officials. Have you spent all your COVID money? Because then if you tell them, hey, there's too many people hurting like I am that need rent money. So is there COVID money that has not been spent yet? You as a citizen have the right to know that. You have a citizen, have a right to have input into that decision about what they should do with money. And that's what they do because they want to get elected. So they want to solve real problems that people have. And they could give that money for you to solve a real problem. Then that's like helping a voter who will vote for them. And that's pretty cool. So they're sitting on money. So much money has not been spent yet. So it takes you as a citizen to call them up and say, hey, have you spent all your COVID money? If not, where is it? You know, you got to call them to task on this. Okay, this city gives $5,000 to $15,000 to people to start new small businesses. See, you want to start a business. Somebody said that too. This is Norwalk, Connecticut. They're dying to have people start businesses. So they have grants, $5,000 to $15,000 for people to start businesses with new ideas. You don't even have to have a business yet. You want to start one. So it's out there. Whether it's in where you live, you have to find out. You have to do that work. And there's no shortcut to doing that. Okay, you got to do it. Wow. I don't know how long I've been, but I don't know if it's age or whatever, but my voice is going a little slow, guys. Let's see, we have James. Well, I see you got people, everybody, charities here. That's good. Dave. Hi, Dave, Jen. Charity. Tammy. Oops, Tammy. Okay, great. Okay, don't forget to ask questions, okay? You've been following me for 30 years, Karen. Wow. Yeah, that's about right. I've been doing this almost 50 years. Rich. Don't know why I'm not rich on government grants yet. Well, I see what you want to do, Karen. What do you want to do? And that's why government grants where you stick are Kickstarter money and get out of trouble money. That's the best way for government grants. Where do I go for money? Where I live. Okay, Christopher Bird, get a copy of the LESCO Meta Grant Report and the 500 mini grant report for your state. And that tells you all the places for you to start. We're getting for-profit businesses free. Okay, great. Karen, yeah, well, what do you want to do, Karen? What do you think? You want a better job? Well, then we'll show you where to go to get the money and help you need to get a better job without getting a degree. There's too many places to do that. You want to create your own business and something you think the world should have. A lot of free money and help to do that. And it takes work and process to go through. But it's sort of, what do you want to do? That's the way to get out of it. Just having more money, well, that's certainly possible, but that's not a long-term plan because most of the grants for helping with financial problems are temporary. So you have to find out a more permanent way of creating income. And that's through either getting a better job or getting, starting a business through an income or some other way. And you don't need money to do any of those things, okay? And that's what we do. So choose one of those, tell us where you live, and we'll start you on your way there. Okay, sorry guys, I'm petering out. I guess I'm starting to show my age. I used to be able to talk for hours. I gotta save this energy, maybe a little more. So that 81 does to you. Or I think I'm working exercising my ass off too. I mean, I'll go work 4 miles and then do a treadmill for another half hour and then do weights. And yeah, that's a few hours a day, but it keeps me at least on balance and I don't get pissed off at my body, but now I am. Oh, you're fine. Thank you so much. But I appreciate everybody, and I just wish I could give you more personal help in any way I can to help you do what you want to do in life, not what other people tell you to do in life. The key of life is following your own heart. That tells you what to do, and that's what you have to do. Tammy, grabbing nuggets, yes. You have to decide what's best for you. Everybody, what worked for me or worked for somebody else may or may not work for you. So you take those ideas and maybe they're worthwhile something, you don't really know. Try it, fail, and that narrows it down to what you really should be doing. And it's hard to find, so you just have to fail a lot to be able to get there. Okay, guys, let me save my throat, okay? Love you so much. I just truly want to help as many people as I possibly can. I don't know how many more years I have, maybe 10, 12 if I'm lucky. But I worked with your son on Obama. Oh, really? Where? Where? He's still in town. He's still with, in 08. Oh, how's he doing? He's now with the Surgeon General. He's doing really great stuff with the Surgeon General. Married, 2 little kids. I'm gonna get the kids tonight, babysit. They're going partying somewhere. And we're just like a mile away. So they drop them off at our apartment. We take them overnight when they get a godfather or grandson. Yeah, if you have a name, I'll let them know. Or what city? Probably Ohio. He was there most of the time, and I was there too. Oh, that's sweet to know, yeah. No, he's still doing terrific and still a sweet man and does a lot of good work, yeah. In 08, yeah, I remember well, yeah, where was I? Akron, maybe? I think I was up with him in Akron for a while. Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it a day here. Talk to you soon, and please let me try to help you. It's frustrating because the time is very limited for all of us. Talk to you soon.